Welcome to HANA Café, the Netherlands. We're a little bit behind schedule today, but that's due to an innovation challenge that was at Accenture today in Eindhoven. So we are in Eindhoven, we are at a very nice old Philips house, factory, energy plant. That was the word that I was looking for. And today they had an innovation challenge. And in the past, Jan and I joined a lot of innovation challenges like InnoJams before TechCat, also the InnoJams with the Venus G. That was also always a lot of fun. You have technology that you want to use, there is a case that you like to work on, and then within a few hours, within a few days, you get a very nice prototype. At Accenture, they use a few months to work on a prototype. And today they had I think it was their third presentation, and they have now in the grand finale, they have one winner. And we're going to talk to the winner in a few minutes. Welcome to HANA Café, the Netherlands.
HANA Café Nederland is een podcast met nieuws vanuit de SAP-wereld. In het café spreken de gasten en stamgasten over ontwikkelingen, innovaties, events of praten ze gewoon weer eventjes bij. Laten we snel naar binnen gaan.
See it's a power plant anymore. Maybe if you go outside with the large chimneys, then you could see that it's in Strijp S in Eindhoven, a well-known location. Thank you very much, Robin, for inviting us over here to your innovation challenge. Maybe you can come a little bit closer to the mic that we can hear you.
Yeah, no problem.
So today it was the innovation challenge at Accenture. Maybe you can first briefly introduce yourself.
Yeah, so I'm Robin van Oosten, working for almost 8 years at Accenture, and I'm the SAP Innovation Lead for SAP Group. And in Accenture, we organize the Innovation Challenge. As you already mentioned, today was the grand finale.
Yeah.
A little bit about the Innovation Challenge itself.
Yeah, but maybe for Victor is also in our nice SAP podcast. So it's not a cafe, but it's a podcast. Hopefully you like it, Jan.
Yeah, it's not the beers and the coffee that we're used to, but
hopefully there's ice cream inside. The beer, so I had to remove the beer. But maybe then, Victor, you can introduce yourself.
Yeah, so Victor van Eden, SAP Integration Lead with Accenture, but also supporting innovation topics for SAP together with Bart van der Kamp, who you all know.
Yeah.
And also supporting for this innovation challenge.
Yeah, we have seen some very nice cases of you and Bart in the past. So yeah. Okay. Now, Robin, you said maybe I can introduce the innovation challenge. Yeah.
Yeah. So the innovation challenge started with the idea to encourage innovation within our SAP group. We all know that we're really busy on all the projects that we're working on and just focused on, for example, implementing S/4HANA. But not working really on the new technologies from the B2B platform, and we really want to encourage our colleagues to bring their idea to life, and that's why around 5 years ago we started with the Innovation Challenge. Due to COVID, we needed to cancel it, but this year it's back and even bigger, I can say, because we invited SAP to not only be in the jury but also here to talk about it. In the last 8 months, almost 8 months, our colleagues worked in teams. This year we had 4 teams, and they pitched an idea. They worked on that idea, created a concept out of it, business case. They, in the end, also created a prototype, and today they showcased it to us. That's a little bit in a summary what the Innovation Challenge is.
Do you have a team for every challenge, or?
No, that's a new one this year as well. Okay. As we all know that sustainability is one of the main topics, not only from Accenture, SAP, but also in all the large companies this year. And also, of course, last year, but it's getting more and more important. This year's theme was sustainability.
Yeah, which is an important topic.
Yeah.
As you also introduced last week at ZNL.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
Not sure if the people on the podcast have seen it, but we're in jeopardy.
Yeah.
That's basically the bottom line.
Yeah. Okay. 4 teams you mentioned, and how big were the teams?
Around 5 to 6 people.
Yeah.
Mixture of functional knowledge, technical. It was a mixture of all kind of groups within our SAP group, from finance to sales to
working in the SAP area.
Yeah, only working in the SAP area. Yeah.
So how does this work? Because most of the times you hear about these kind of initiatives, and during hackathons and during the weekend, and people stay over and bring their tents and bring their sleeping bags and stuff. Did it work the same way in Accenture, or did it work differently?
No, it worked really differently. What we did is we started with, of course, asking our colleagues to join the SAP Innovation Challenge. They joined themselves. We just asked, and 4 teams of 5 to 6 people signed up with an ID or without an ID. Then we had a kickoff in which we just explained what we were going to do, also a little bit the plan ahead, and also that it was taking a couple of months because they are doing this besides their normal project work. So
this is spare time type of activity. It's not something that Accenture funds or gives time for or something like that. They have to do it solely in their own time.
Yeah, so for example, on the Fridays when they get together on the offices, during the lockdown it was a little bit difficult, but then they sign up, for example, to join each other at 5 p.m. to have a chat about this, about their concept. So they are working really besides their project work on innovation.
So these are super motivated people. So
And it's we don't give them guidance around, for example, you need to go this way or that way. They can just think about everything themselves. And that's why I think also it's really nice to see, because then they are even more motivated because they can work on the innovations that they like. For example, analytics or augmented reality, everything that they can choose, they can work on.
That's very nice.
Yeah.
And you mentioned just now that there's people signing up without an idea as well?
Yeah.
How does that work?
Yeah, so what we said is if you have an ID, you can sign up. If you like innovation, if you like the challenge itself, then you can sign up. You can sign up in a group, if you can sign up if you're alone, and then we put you in a group or put people together. And then on the kickoff, we started with a design thinking workshop to ideate and that sort of things. And in the past couple of months, we provided them with a lot of different workshops to even make their concept even better. And one of them was of course technology as well.
And I saw that there's 4 teams. So what was the outcome, or the people that sign up, or the number of people that sign up for the Innovation Challenge?
Yeah, so this year there were 20 people in the Innovation Challenge. And we are a large group, of course, but it's all, they sign up themselves. So we don't say we need more people, or you're really knowledgeable about that topic, you are really needed in Innovation Challenge. So that's why this year 20 people joined. Also a little beautiful detail because lockdowns were take place, that stuff.
Yeah, it's tough to find the chemistry if you can't get it.
You see a lot of people already work with each other on projects and started to take some.
But those projects that you're usually working on at customer sites, they're probably not running at customer sites anymore, right?
No, it's also largely online.
Yeah, they see each other online, and then the chemistry happens, and then they start working on innovations as well.
It's starting with a coffee chat before and after the call, going with ideas and
So it seems that a number of people have disappeared from what happened before the finals. Did you have another round, a couple of rounds?
People that were here today.
Correct.
Yeah. No, it's of course holiday season. So we asked everyone to join. For example, from the winners, one of them is now, for what I believe, in New York. So unfortunately, we couldn't join. And also some of them were working on go lives and that sort of things. So at least the most people from the teams were available today.
Yeah.
And of course, client projects are always first priority for everyone. So that's why it was. There were not the 20 people that were in today.
Yeah. So what did you think of the outcome?
Yeah, so looking at all the concepts and all the ideas and all the things that we did the last couple of months, I think every concept was grown a lot. And the outcome, I think they are the deserved winners. But in the end, if we are looking to the other numbers, then it was a real close call. All the other ideas were amazing as well. And from Accenture perspective, we definitely want to go through with all the 4 of the teams with their ID.
Oh, that's awesome. So you have generated really good ideas during the Innovation Challenge.
Yeah,
What do you think, Victor, of the technical aspects of the Innovation Challenge?
Well, I think this year AppGyver won.
Yeah,
I think so too.
it's used by a lot of teams.
Yeah, you gave the hint in the beginning, and I think the marketing worked.
Is that something that you promoted from Accenture? Like, if it comes down to prototyping, try to use this tool or something, or did all these teams?
We
come up
discussed
with
it with the
themselves?
teams in the beginning, so they were struggling a bit. How do I start making an app? So we guided them towards AppGyver. I think looking at the teams, some of the teams have really technology guys in it. Some of the teams only have functional guys. So especially for the functional guys, using tools like AppGyver is really paying off. I think seeing the results today as well.
So sometimes, people, they tend to say that developing applications is purely for developers or IT skilled folks and stuff. But you're mentioning that the functional guys have used AppGyver to build their prototypes as well?
Yeah, that was really nice to see that they really are using the tech. And I think that's also for this challenge. I think a lot of people from our technology team already are aware about what B2B is offering and those kind of things.
Yeah.
But it's the functional guys where the knowledge is not always that great yet.
It's good to see it in practice then.
Yeah, and also be able to use it in practice.
Yeah.
I think they may have seen some presentations about B2B. We also gave them a workshop. What is B2B, how we can use it. And
before they started, you had a workshop and explained technology.
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically, all the things that B2B has to offer.
Were you available during the challenge? Could they ask you questions?
Available as well.
Yeah.
So also, I was part of the jury, so that we had 2 rounds before this, and we also gave them feedback on the different topics of which one of them was technology.
So I missed a little bit, but did you already mention that one of the teams won, or is that something that we still need to announce?
We went through a little bit of the finals, but we kept the best for last.
Okay.
Like what the ideas really are.
Okay. That was because you mentioned that you were on the jury. That was for me. I was also on the jury. It was really complicated because it was a close call, right, Robin? It was a really close
definitely.
call.
Yeah.
So 4 teams, it was behind the decimal when we measured all the results. But it's good.
The same happened with the audience. So the audience was asked to give points as well.
Yeah.
And it seemed that the majority was, or the winner was like 0.1% or 0.1 points above the second, above the runner-up.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So that's gives an idea of how difficult your challenge was as a jury member.
Yeah, it was. But maybe it's time then to say who won, and then see if we can get the winners at our SAP podcast.
Yeah, so this year the winner were, and their team was called the Changemakers. So I think they can pronounce or they can explain their concept and their idea the best themselves.
Let's invite them at the podcast. Team Changemakers. Now we'll do one final technical check.
Oh, there's only 2 left.
Yes.
Where did number 3 go?
Yes.
Sorry?
He's there. He's supporting us. Jacob?
Yeah, but supporting us at the podcast as well, of course. Welcome.
Het kan aan de andere kant gaan staan.
Up to you.
No, so it's SAP versus Accenture.
So should we divide it?
But can come as close as possible so that we can get the audio.
It sounds like we need to have a chess game here.
Chess game. Yeah, maybe some board games. But congratulations. Let's start with that. You won the Innovation Challenge. But nobody knows yet who you are. So maybe a short introduction of yourself. Can I start with you?
Yes, my name is Abu Karamin. I joined Accenture at the start of the pandemic. and I'm a SAP functional consultant.
Functional. Okay, that's what Robin already explained. That you have most of the times innovation challenges are technical guys, but you're a functional guy. What is the background? What is your functional area?
Mainly in the logistic domain of SAP, so material management, sales and distribution, and warehouse management.
Okay. Thank you very much. Oh, once very long time ago, I was also a logistic consultant.
Yeah, my name is Omkar. I joined Accenture last September, but I started as an ABAP like 10 years back. I stuck there for 5 years, then moved to PI, process integration, and now mostly in management, data migration. So those roles.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
And my name is Robert Abadi. I have the same background as him, so ABAP, PI, and then Fiori. And 3 years ago, I moved to the project management part, so I'm doing a sub-release and deployment management.
Okay. The diverse team.
Yes.
Diverse team.
And we have
Still three out of it.
Okay.
So one is Maurice Bowen, he's from the BI. One is 1 month, he's now in New York for marathon, and he's from the technical part. And we have also like Suresh Murugan, he's from the integration part.
So, running a marathon in New York is a different challenge.
Yes.
I hope he wins there.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Okay, but let's get to the point. What is your now
Idea. What's your idea doing?
What are you doing?
Yeah.
What is the concept? What is your idea?
Yeah. So fundamentally, right, we know that even with good intentions, you can't get rid of all the emissions in any manufacturing or any industry. And to offset the emissions that are unavoidable, we wanted to create a platform as a marketplace using all the SAP and Accenture talent and the technologies that we have. So a marketplace for carbon offsetting, and then take it on from there. That's the fundamental concept.
Yeah, because it's like we are doing like crowdfunding, but in the controlled place. That is like to provide like reduce the probability of the greenwashing or fraud in the whole process.
Because you have this trade of CO2 emissions already, right?
Yes.
But I think one of the things that I learned from your presentation is that you want to make it measurable and provable, right?
Yes.
By using smart technologies such as NFTs or blockchain or whatsoever. You're basically making sure that it's tamper-proof and that you can show the results.
Yes.
I think that's one of the keys of your solution, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
it's still in prototyping, so it's
Yes.
not finished. It's not a finished product. You cannot go to market on Monday. But
That's correct.
what is your vision on SAP technology? What SAP technology? What do you want to use?
Yeah. So underlying, right, we want to still stick to SAP BTP and the HANA database, which is the brain of the whole solution. And on the front end, we want to leverage the power of SAP UI5 for the interaction. And on the other side, on analytics, SAP Analytics Cloud, because SAP is coming also with SAP Footprint Analytics, which is a tangible way to measure your footprint. So that type of SAP ecosystem on top, underlying layer, SAP BTP HANA. And then on the side, once the data start accumulating, SAP Data Intelligence to look at the pattern, run the AI ML algorithms, suggestions. And on the other side for NFT, the Polygon network, which SAP minted its first NFT a couple of months back. So whole ecosystem we want to leverage.
Okay.
That's a lot of technology.
Yeah,
You know, to me, it sounds a little bit like what I always feel that there's a comparison to things like what Apple is doing. Remember that they were first introducing their new. I mean, everyone had a phone, and you had those components. You had batteries already. You had keyboards already. You had touchscreens already. It's just their idea to put everything together in a certain way that made it turn into an innovation. And this seems to have parallels with your solution.
Absolutely.
They're taking lots of technology, bundling together, and explaining like, if you put it together this way, it's going to be a solution for, in this case, sustainability and making sure that the compensation is there, CO2 compensation is there.
The innovation actually, as you said rightly, comes from the way of assembling various parts and also looking at sustainability literature to see, okay, how best these parts can fit and then help environment as well as the leadership of companies, who can have right tools to ensure that they offset carbon and they get right evidences. So end-to-end, assembly is the innovation, to be honest.
Yeah, to make the process in general also a lot more easier for companies as well to create a one-stop shop for carbon offsetting.
I think that's key. So to make it easy.
Yeah,
that's
and
key.
the company can focus on their own business.
Yeah.
They can really focus on whatever left as an emission, they can offset it in our platform.
Yeah.
So, how was the experience during the innovation challenge? You've been working on this idea for 8 months.
Yeah.
So, did you fight with each other, or
Like really?
you
No, but it was like a good fight because we are debating because it's good to have like the other person that's not agree with us because and then we can think okay yeah perhaps that is also true and we can do another research to check our idea and that help us really to fix this idea because it's not like the first idea is happens through the process.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. And to be funny, actually, we thought of entirely different idea to begin with.
Really?
But because of diversity in the team, we discussed a lot. As you see, we have BI experts and the SAC experts and the functional experts. Then we came to this idea somewhere around January. And we not fight, but we disagreed a lot
Yeah.
to come to a right solution. And yeah, that worked, I guess.
then you said it's my idea, and then all shut
Then
up.
we said, yeah, exactly. Absolutely.
No, okay. And as a
But this
function,
is team idea.
a team idea.
It's exactly,
That's
it's a
cool.
team
That's nice. Yeah, yeah. But just joking, yeah. Just kidding. As a functional colleague, a functional guy in such a team with a lot of technology, how was your experience?
Now, for me, it was a lot of fun. I learned a lot also from my colleagues as well. So we've been working together for 8 months. So it's been a fun learning curve along the way. Also, to learn more about new technologies, which was also one of the main reasons why I wanted to join the innovation challenge as well, to see what type of new innovations are there around and how can we implement them as well.
And that's the nice thing about things like hackathons, but also this innovation challenge. You give something and you also get something back, right? What's your takeaway from, what did you take away from this innovation challenge in terms of, you mentioned I'd like to get a little bit more experience with technical, from a technical perspective. Is that what you also gained from this innovation challenge?
Yes, I did, but also working together with my colleagues as well. That was for me a lot of fun, and also the feedback. So getting the feedback and using the feedback to improve our ideas. As they mentioned, we initially had a different idea. So based on the feedback that we got and initially the technologies that we were trying to use in our previous platform, using that idea, implementing it, and seeing what other technologies are there around that we can use to improve the platform that we are working on. So that was for me a lot of fun. So not only gaining more insight on the available technologies, also from SAP point of view, but also working together with my colleagues.
And who's the professor in your team? Because during your presentation, which was nice build up, but you also had this business case. Hey? You even handed over all the facts and the figures. So who's the professor in the team?
He's the one who is doing the financial part.
Yeah, who's doing a business model, of course, help and opinions from everyone. So
Yeah.
they looked at it, they criticized it. Of course, everyone should. Yeah.
But it's really important that we do something on our planet.
Yes.
It was showing that you were using your diversity. It was showing in terms of technology. It was showing in terms of also the story building, the idea itself. So it must have been a diverse team, so to say.
Of course.
Yes.
On this topic of storytelling, I think you did a great job in terms of storytelling, especially in the beginning when you were going through a couple of problem statements about all those companies that you've seen greenwashing, right? Still, however, at the end of the presentation, the judges especially were quite critical on some of the aspects, right? On how, for instance, how it's only looking at offsetting instead of the reduction of carbon dioxide emissions. Also, how it helps in terms of some companies that may not produce stuff themselves but are just investing in it and stuff. So, what do you think of the questions of the judges? And
Yeah. See, firstly, we're quite glad that judges thought of critical question because that helps improve the product. So that's a great thing. Now, secondly, I mean, we do agree on the judges' point of view that yes, there are some companies which do not produce but invest in suppliers, right? But eventually, if you start thinking on scope 2, scope 3 emissions and you go down the supply chain, eventually the investors or external consumers, eventually they're going to have a pressure on the company which sells the end product, even if they don't produce it. And that's why we wanted to be giving them tools to say, okay, fine, I don't produce it, but I'm still making an effort to offset it. So we can't say that's a perfect product yet, but our line of thinking is this. We do agree, but yeah, let's go down the supply chain.
So I also thinking, and this is our minimum viable product, so this is what we start with, and then maybe we can add some layers to it.
Exactly. Like some of the juries raised a great point of integration with Ariba, for example, and then uses technology. Well, that was a great input. So we take all this feedback, the criticism, build on top of it, and that's how we try to find it.
Yeah, I think there was a lot of good feedback. Also, the how do you call it? The green line, which we happened to discuss like 2 or 3 podcasts back.
Green token.
Green token. Yeah, I think that could also be fundamental. I mean, that's also part of assembling your
Exactly, the toolkit.
the toolkit and turning it into an innovation, right?
Yes.
Totally.
Yeah, so but you can think of version 1, version 2, and then but the green token is a different concept. But you're also using tokens, so also to make sure that it's trackable and traceable and so on. That's what green token does as well. But they are more in producing green, and you are
unavoidable.
But you cannot make everything green in the next week. So I think it's a nice combination.
So where's it heading, if in terms of roadmap? You had some feedback from the judges and from the audience. I heard that there's a possibility to develop this idea further. Where's it heading?
So that I think that will be discussed like the coming weeks, because they mentioned to us, the judges mentioned that they will contact us, and perhaps we will get like a space, time, and cost the money as well, and also the people to help us to realize this idea. I think that is going to that direction, but in the end, we are as the idea maker, so we would like to chase them as well.
Yep.
Chase their promise, whether we can realize this product or not.
Yep.
That would be like the first step in the roadmap.
And
Carry on, further develop.
Yes.
Split off from Accenture, get rich.
Sell it to Christian
No,
client.
but during the presentation, we mentioned as well, even we are profitable, so we are giving the profit back. So we are doing like a greater good as well.
Right.
So attack the best talents and fund the research of the university, and we can also help a developing country with the profit itself.
Wow, that's really great
noble.
ambitions.
Yeah.
Green
Cool.
ambitions as well.
Yeah, so also as soon as you have a first working prototype, then please show it in the SAP Experience Center, where we invite, of course, a lot of customers. And also we want to promote sustainability, doing that together with SAP. This would perfectly fit in our Experience Center. Yeah.
Absolutely.
We forgot to ask an important question.
Oh.
Yeah? No, most of the times then you ask the question, but what did you win?
Yeah, what I see is
Are you getting rich already?
that's not yet, but we get first like the first one, the hoodie and the bottles.
That's also not the goal to get rich.
Right. Yeah, to invest everything back, right? But the hoodie is probably the mission, right?
No, but I think we do agree. Like if we can make a profit, so that means we can like support ourselves. At that point, we have like the capability to support others. So that means it's okay to be rich, but how you are using your richness itself,
Yeah.
money on it.
True.
Okay, but the question was, what did you win?
Yeah.
Not money. So what did you win?
We won hoodie. We won a nice bottle.
A sustainable bottle.
Sustainable bottle, which was recycled from some 100 plastic bottles.
Yeah.
And a sustainable
Plus
dye.
NFT chip, right?
Yeah.
Hopefully,
Something
yes.
like that.
Some NFC chip, yes.
So if you want to refill it, you can't use it at home. You have to go
Exactly.
to Amsterdam to go to the right bar. No, just kidding. we were just joking about it just now.
Yeah, well, it's a nice concept of the bottle, but and I think the most important thing is that I think you are now offered support also from the Accenture organization, and
Which is great.
Yes, that's also great price.
with time as well. Because now you do everything in your own time, but now you get some time, right?
Sometime, which is great. And just to add to where this is heading, if I can, so because ESG department, they have quite a specialist, right? We were just like kind of rookies and they presented the idea. So where this is heading is we want to use their expertise, both from SAP and Accenture, to understand how this becomes actually impactful from the beginning. So that's where we will talk first to the ESG departments and then take it on from there.
Right, so you will have the sustainability guys of SAP and the sustainability guys of Accenture to come in and help you to develop this project.
Exactly.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah. Great collaboration. Yeah.
All right.
Well,
Any last question?
no, it sounds very clear to me, and
Yeah, it is.
It's really nice that you're leveraging existing applications. I think that jumpstarts things to just like what happened to Apple. It's great, of course, to hear that you're using the BTP as the foundation and AppGyver. That's really cool. I think SAP is still in the stage of promoting AppGyver to make the people aware of it. But the fun thing is that all 4 of you were using it.
And we won because of it.
There you go.
Yeah, so what I really like is, as I said in the beginning, Jan, we joined innovation games competitions with SAP already a long time ago.
Oh yeah, Spectre.
Yeah, that's even one of the last one that we joined. But in the beginning, it was just playing with technology, which is cool as a technologist. It's nice to play with new technology. And then you had some technical technology experts that supported you to play with the technology. But then at some point in time, the cases came in. And then the cases were sometimes real life cases. And that made it even more fun. Even in the beginning, I thought, as a developer, why do you bring a case in? I just like to play with technology. Yeah. But then with the cases came, it gives more purpose to what you're working on. And what you are working on a green earth, with a greener earth, which is, that's the real case that should be working on, all of us.
Yeah, and that's also something I noticed. The type of case also really matters.
Yeah.
So it is really wise of the Accenture team, the broader Accenture team, to look into social responsible projects rather than how to make more profit for this and this customer,
True.
Yeah. So great idea that you had, great concept, nice presentation again. And we wish you all the best. And hopefully in a few months' time, we can invite you back and then
show the product.
And with the full team perhaps.
And also one other thing, in Experience Center.
Yeah. That's what I mentioned.
Demo kind of.
That's what I mentioned.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Were you sleeping, Jan? No, that's what again. So I really like to showcase also sustainability topics in our Experience Center because it's such a hard topic. Everyone knows it's important.
Yeah.
And then it's real life.
Yeah.
And then what can we do in real life? Of course, you can switch off the light bulbs at home or the PlayStation or whatever kind of device that you're running. But what can you do as a company, and how can you become more green? So that's changing your processes. That's also what Green Token is working on. But okay, if you want to make the world more green, how can you then use the marketplaces you are offering to make it more green again?
Yep. Yes. Our lives are at stake. The lives of humankind, right?
Yeah.
And like you showed in your presentation, if you can just drop the
carbon removal for the carbon removal.
Exactly, and have the reduction in temperature raise as well. It all matters.
Yeah,
it's very important.
And on the other side as well, right? The vendors, which are across the globe, which are doing really good things like planting trees, offsetting. Through this marketplace, they get a platform where they can sell their product. They can get encouraged. You can fund really the climate, this carbon offset. So that's also another good part, right? They get a platform to showcase their actual health.
I still really hope that you also look into reduction.
Absolutely.
Because there's only so much trees you can plant.
Yeah,
and if you start planting them in the Sahara, you'll have to go there with your
that's true.
You have to water them as well, right?
Yes.
And that's why we looked at like diverse vendors which can actually capture carbon. And there is a vendor in Africa who, supports biodiversity. And so variety of vendors. But you're right. We will some point focus on reduction.
Perfect.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much.
Great idea.
Congratulations.
Making the world greener. Congratulations.
Thank you very much for having us and great support from you. Yeah. Thank you.
Awesome.
Let's see you over there. So for the people in the podcast and the live show, thank you for joining today. Hopefully you didn't have to wait too long. And see you next time in HANA Café, the Netherlands.
Thank you. Yes.
Dankjewel voor het luisteren naar deze aflevering van HANA Café Nederland. Heb je feedback voor ons? Laat het dan zeker weten. Wil je ook een keer aanschuiven in het café? Stuur ons een berichtje en geef gelijk aan waar je het over wilt hebben. Tot de volgende keer! HANA Café Nederland is een podcast met nieuws vanuit de SAP-wereld. In het café spreken de gasten en stamgasten over ontwikkelingen, innovaties, events of praten ze gewoon weer eventjes bij.